What's going on YouTube and all of you awesome members of Karlos Region. Now of course in the last couple of days we have had the announcement of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon to be the next Pokemon games, and with this in mind I thought what better time than to talk about my top 10 predictions for the next game. And I don't want to take too long on this. I want to make a rapid fire predictions for the next games, and not to waste anybody's time, let's get straight into it. So now my first prediction for the games is that Pokemon will be following us. Now of course this is fairly unlikely, however it has become more likely since there were data mines towards the early days of the Sun and Moon release where they found walking and running animations for every Pokemon. Now this of course could have been a test for Diamond and Pearl remakes, but since that's not happening now, it could be happening for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Next one is in response to what some people have said after seeing the very short trailer that we was given in the Pokemon Direct, and that is that we'll see what's under Mimikyu's cloth. Now for me personally I don't think this will happen, but I'm all for it happening if it does. It would be awesome to see what's going on behind Mimikyu, but I can't see it happening in these games. My third prediction concerns our very brief encounter with Karlos in Sun and Moon. Now for Ultra Sun and Moon, I'm predicting that Karlos will actually be the head of the Aether Foundation, or at least have a more significant role in the games, since he had such a short appearance in the first ones. Also, to add on to this, I want to predict or make an guesstimation that maybe the Karlos is related to Lusamine, Gladion and Lily, given the looks and just how Gladion looks in this fake art that was posted around online. Next up we have the Totem Pokemon. Now of course with new games you would hope there would be new Pokemon, but of course this is a retelling of the Alola region, so I can't imagine there'll be too many big changes. However, I would like to see some of the Totem Pokemon shaken up and maybe even have a Kamala evolution be your first normal type Totem Pokemon. Next up on our list is more Alola forms. Now they did say that there will be Pokemon that are going to be seen in these games that haven't been seen in the first Sun and Moon games. Now of course they could just be referring to the new forms of Solgaleo and Lunala that we'll talk about later on, but you gotta hope that they'll introduce some more Pokemon to fill up that dex a little bit more. It was a bit shallow on the Alola side of things, and I'd like to see that filled up a little bit more with some more Alola forms. Maybe even an Alolan wheezing that we've been wanting to see. But when it pertains to Alola forms, I do predict that it's going to be more Kanto forms rather than moving on to Johto or any other regional variants, because it's just the way it seems to be going. And with Alola being so close to Kanto, it just makes sense. My next prediction is that we will get another Delta episode in Ultra Sun and Moon. Now in the first games of course we had the Looker missions and we found out a little bit more about his backstory and of course his partner in crime's backstory. And honestly, even though it's a retelling of Alola, it wouldn't make much sense to just repeat the same missions, although you would have to incorporate catching some of the Ultra Beasts in there somewhere, so it's up in the air, that one. We're coming towards the end of my 10 predictions, and of course we've got to mention the rumour that's been going about, the hope that everybody has that we're going to get some sort of Kanto post-game. Now for me personally I don't see it happening, as much as I would like to see Kanto in 3D and on the 3DS. It just doesn't seem likely, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. Backing up this fact of course is, like I've been saying throughout this video, it is a retelling of Sun and Moon. So it could just mean that Lily goes off to Kanto just as she did in the original games. Or maybe that she doesn't even go to Kanto in the first place, she heads off to a different region, maybe Sinnoh perhaps. Next up I want to talk about Solgaleo and Lunala. Now of course they have got what seems to be new forms with this one and this one. Of course they're looking very different. What I'm predicting here is a very Kyurem-esque transformation for these two, much like how it was in Black and White 2, and of course we have Karlos in the game to give us those DNA splicers once again. Following up on that, of course I expect them to get their own Z moves, and only for when they're in that ultra form, I guess we can call it. I see them both getting their signature Z moves, and that being the explanation as to why our Z ring has been upgraded to this lovely shiny black one that we have now, with a handy new little feature it seems. Now of course my final prediction is that we will get a new evolution. Now, I'm not really sure which kind of evolution we might get. Now, I'm thinking maybe a dragon type or maybe even a ghost type. Now, these designs, of course, are by me, so they're not overly fantastic. I'm not the best artist in the world, but just a small representation of what I'd like to see. Maybe even a poison type to balance out those fairy types that have been running wild since X and Y. So that's it. Those are my 10 predictions for the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon games. Of course, these may change over time and I may want to make some more predictions perhaps, so let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see a follow-up. And don't forget to let me know about some of your predictions for the Ultra Sun and Moon games, as well as some other thoughts, of course, on the video. That's it for now. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again soon.